So on this is information ranked. On the bottom is reaction. By the way, on the left-hand side is effort and result. So the more effort, the less result. As you go up, you get a less effort and more result. Reaction is the lowest form of information. Reaction is what you see on the Twitter and on the comment section on people's news. Like if you go to Fox News or CNN and you read the comments to the news articles, it's all here. It is the lowest frequency form of communication. It's most of what you hear at Thanksgiving dinner. Okay. So like, it's not like, there's a reason why you should not spend certain time with certain people. Okay. Because you know, the person who's like, always complaining about everything. That president, that person, either side. Okay. It's why I don't do that. Bless them. Bless them. The next level up is data. By the way, our culture likes to put this way up here. Here's the data. Well, here's the data. Look, I think it was Mark Twain who said numbers always lie. Liars use numbers and numbers always lie. I could find you data to prove any point I want to prove. Okay. Now there's good data and bad data, but you never forget, data is always past. It's always looking backwards. There's a reason why people still can't predict what the stock market's going to do, because data doesn't tell you anything about what's going to happen next. Okay. People are like, well, the stock market historically has increased. So that's this. Okay. That's data. That is important. Not as important as knowledge, which is what you do with data. But wisdom is when you're able to look at the world through God's eyes and see things that knowledge can't see. And certainly divine wisdom is when you are connecting to what God is saying about you and the world around you. This is when you work barely any and get a huge result. Okay. The book that you're going to read is almost, not fully, but is almost fully operating in these two realms right up here. There's certainly some knowledge. Okay. There's some just pure like there's some things like, what do you do in the morning? Okay. There's some of this right here, but the book that you're about to read on like a frequency level is way, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, it probably will be, I'm just using the word frequency. You can call it energy or strength or whatever. I'm not intending to borrow any terms. I'm just using this term. The book that you're going to read is operating at a really high, very, very high frequency, probably the highest frequency of any book that you've read in the last 5 years. Okay. Now, here's an interesting question. Some of you are familiar with the fact that AI right now, the whole AI world has just exploded. So ChatGPT had more users in the first month than anything ever, including Google and Yahoo and Amazon and everything. And people are a little terrified about what's going to happen when AI shows up. And there's a reason to be afraid for some things. But as a marketer, you have to understand this is how far AI can go. AI can go all the way up to knowledge, probably better than most of us can. And then it will never get past here. It'll never operate in wisdom, and it will certainly never be able to operate in divine wisdom. Okay. So if you're a marketer or an information marketer or a communicator, you better get your butt up here. Okay. Because if you're operating here, like, for example, there's people I know who are like marketing gurus that are like, use this opt-in page and use this email, and here's some copywriting tips. Well, listen, AI is writing sales letters. So AI's got the copywriting tips. You just need to plug it in, ask it the right questions. So if for the person who's like, use this landing page, and like, this is what I used to do, by the way. So I'm kind of making fun of this person, but like, that was me for quite a bit of time. Here's the sales letter. Here's the headline. Here's how you write it. Like, if that's where you're operating, you better move up here, because AI can do that now. It can do it. It can teach it. It can write it better than you and faster. And like, but if you operate up here, like, for example, what I told you about the launch plan, the A, B, C, D, the 80-20 rule, the 2 phases, you can't get from 70 strategies down to 2 strategies in knowledge and data. You have to do that out of wisdom. Wisdom is what takes the strategies and sees, like, you remember Russell Crowe in that movie where he was crazy, like a perfect mind, and when all the numbers started coming out of the wall. Wisdom is when the numbers start coming out of the wall and you're like, I'll take that one and I'll take that one. And I didn't mean to compare myself to a crazy person. Okay. I'm just saying that when you start operating there, what you see is that solutions begin to start coming out of the woodwork. And by the way, wisdom is always simple.